Hey, loves, we are back for another episode of Drop Into the Vortex. I am really happy to be here with you. And today we are bringing you a snapshot of the Manifesting Abundance online retreat. We're pulling some content for there because it was just so good. So if you were there live with me a couple weeks ago to enjoy this online retreat, please enjoy another recording. This is something teaching and content that I personally have gone over again and again and again just to really let it sink in. And if you weren't, well, now you are in luck because you can use this information and really get it in a different way if you didn't join that retreat. So you are obviously welcome to just listen to the audio of this. Know that as you're listening, there are some pieces of this that I drew out and did a little diagram of. And so if you watch the YouTube version of this, you'll see the video and you will see kind of the quadrants that I'm talking about. Today's topic is the foundation of spiritual psychology, and I'm talking about the goal line versus the soul line, which is really a foundational, it's a very like first step of the work that I do in the world. And I've taken this teaching that I learned from, again, getting my master's in spiritual psychology, but then also have taken it to another level and combining it with some information from Abraham Hicks' emotional guidance scale. So this is kind of my take. This is my take on one foundational, very important context of spiritual psychology, of how to view the world, of to learn this perspective of, I don't actually have to have every single thing that I think that I want in order to be happy. So if you are somebody that wants to experience more joy, more inner peace, more abundance, more freedom, more flow in your life, and you may not have every single thing in physical world reality that you think that you want, this is for you. I can't wait for you to dive into this episode. I'd love for you, if this was supportive, please take a snapshot of this and share it on social media or just send us a little note. I love hearing from you guys and I can't wait to dive in. Here we go. Hi friends, it's Heidi Stevens here. Welcome to Drop Into the Vortex, where conversations about up-leveling your frequency, reaching your next level, feeling alive, and manifesting with more ease are happening. I'm a mom, I'm a wife, I'm a serial entrepreneur, I am a spiritual teacher and leader, and I am here juggling all the hats right along with you, creating our next level life and showing you how to do it on the way. Welcome, let's go. Hello, lovelies. You are all here. We are all good. Oh my gosh, I get to see your beautiful faces. We've got Nancy and Carrie and Ruth. Hello. Janine and Rita and Karen, Lindsay. Oh my gosh, coming in from all over the world. How are you all doing? I can feel your excitement and had so much fun reading through your comments and the answers to your questions. I got to tell you guys, like, you got it. You got it yesterday. You really, I could feel like through your answers, like you were really hearing, the download. And, I don't know if you guys ever feel this way, but it's like when you hear just like the truth, whatever, and everyone's truth is different. It's like sometimes the words don't always make sense, but there's just a frequency and a vibration. And so I just want you all to know that just by being in this container, I'm going to call it a vortex because that's my words. Just by being in this container, you are getting an upgrade. On a cellular level, you are getting an upgrade just simply by showing up here every single day. And then the homework is a bonus, right? But it's like more like the more that you're just in this energy, the more you're just like, wait, like I'm just starting to slowly feel better. Did anyone start feeling that yesterday? Just one day of like, oh, I've got a little bit more energy. I've got a little bit more pep to my step. I feel a little bit more excited about waking up tomorrow, right? And so it starts slowly and it can then start to snowball. So I've got a couple announcements that we're going to start with today. But first, before we do that, I want to do a check-in with you. So those of you that are clients, this is something that I do in our different programs. But it's just a way to just slow down all of that noise on the outside and just check in with what's going on inside of you. So it's very simple. All I'm going to ask you to do is just close your eyes and take a breath. Just take one breath. In through your nose, a deep breath. And as you exhale, I want you to feel your shoulders relax. If you want to do it again, feel free. Just a deep belly breath. I like to put my hand on my heart. And then exhaling, just letting those shoulders fall. Asking yourself, how do I feel right in this moment? So without thinking about it, just tuning in to what's going on inside of you, finding 2 words to describe that. The 2 words may make sense together or they may be polar opposite. And that's okay. When you've got your 2 words, I'm going to ask you to put those in the chat. And anything goes. Anything goes. Just the 2 words that are just present for you in this moment. Awesome. Good. Good. Great. Keep those coming. Amazing. So this is just a check-in, okay? Like, where am I at emotionally in this moment? And you may find that it changes in 20 minutes or an hour, or like we are emotional beings and we are constantly weaving in and out. And one of the things that I, want you to get by the end of this week is that your emotions are not bad. They just are. They just are. And that the more that we actually can honor them and just tune into what's going on inside, the more they can freely move through our system. Emotions are energy in motion. It's just energy in motion. And most of us have been taught and shown to just put them aside, right? Like, it's scary to feel them. It's scary to have the energy moving inside of me. I'm not quite sure what to do with these emotions. And so part of the work that we're going to be doing is starting to just tap into, like, what is actually happening for me? Where am I at right now? And then how do I move above and beyond that current emotion? So I'm going to be going into detail about that today. So before we dive in, my team wanted to just have me remind all of you that if you haven't actually officially registered for the retreat, we'd love for you to do that. Not only so that you can get reminders when I go live, but also be eligible for the prizes, the giveaways, and have access to the free meditations. So I think there's people that are in the Facebook group and also on Zoom, which is awesome, that haven't actually registered. So you'll just go to heidistevens.co/retreat to get in there. I'm going to be giving more prizes away today at the end, and you do need to be live for that. So get ready for that. I'm going to be giving those prizes and giveaways away all week long. And like I said yesterday, they continue to go up in value as the week goes on. So keep coming back. And feel free, I've seen a lot of you invite your friends. Feel free, if you feel like this is something that they would enjoy, they're welcome to come on in. You can come in anytime, right? The recordings are here. So just know that that's available. I also wanted to take a minute and say both thank you, a huge thank you, and also introduce you guys to our team. They've been interacting with you already. They've been welcoming you in. And so I just wanted to let you guys know who everybody is. Kara is the COO of my company. She is there. She is waving on the camera. She is incredible. She knows the ins and outs. She's been through this retreat. She's been through my magnetic program. And she knows exactly what you guys are experiencing. And so she's here to support you, serve you, help you in any way. We also have Lizelle, who is the community manager for the team. She has been super involved already, and you guys will keep hearing from her. Lizelle has also been through this and magnetic. So, people on my team know what you guys are experiencing and are there to be a steady hand and to support you. And then we also have our ambassadors, Rita and Marisol, who are supporting. There they are waving. Hi, guys. And they have been working, my whole team has been working so hard. And so I just want to say publicly thank you to all of them. And it's the way that I can show up here bright and shiny and refreshed. And they take care of so many basics and so much of the back end. And I'm very, very grateful. All right, my loves, shall we dive into today's topic, which is the foundations of spiritual psychology and how this works directly with manifestation. And I'll share with you that they didn't talk about manifesting when I got my master's in spiritual psychology. So this is really, it's now been 10 years of me working the principles and the foundations of spiritual psychology. And then also having this really, really I'm just drawn to wealth consciousness and mindset and manifestation, and just seeing how the combination of those two things sounds a little bit cliche, but can truly create magic in your life. So first and foremost, what is spiritual psychology? So spiritual psychology is the underbelly of what is going on in your psyche. So if you guys, I'm sure most of you have seen a therapist at some point. We have different bodies that we can access at any point. So kind of the top one is our mental body. That's the one that's on the surface. And most traditional therapy is based off of mental cognition. It's talking, it's thinking it through, it's processing on a mental level. You then go underneath the mental body to the emotional body. Some therapists that are good will also support you at this level. It's what we are feeling. It's what's going on inside of us. I'd say one of the biggest lessons that I walked away with getting my master's in spiritual psychology is that I have full dominion, full control over my emotions. And that as I have learned tools and skills and processes to work with those, to manage them, and to not let myself be taken down and taken over by the emotions, but to know that it's actually safe, and not only safe, healthy to feel them, has been one of the biggest catalysts of just freedom inside of myself. Emotions, how many of you were taught that it's like don't feel that, right? Or it's dangerous to feel angry, or just like cover your mouth when you are like crying, or it's like we don't know. As women, we are not necessarily taught how to make noise and how to speak freely from our fifth chakra, from the throat chakra. And so to start to play around with, what am I actually feeling right now? And to tell yourself it is safe. It is safe and it's healing to feel. And how can I start working with these emotions? On Saturday, when we do the breath work, you guys are this is going to be a process to start unlayering and to start feeling and to start moving in a really safe way emotions that are going on for you. Okay, underneath the emotional body, we have consciousness. Talked yesterday about what is consciousness. It's the state of being awake. It's the state of being aware. It's the state of having eyes open and the knowledge of something greater than yourself and an awareness of what's going on. We only know what we know, right? We only can know what we're conscious of. So then the unconscious is what's under the surface. And there's both light and dark, positive and negative. There is a lot going on underneath in the unconscious. We find that when we are in our dream state, right? The dreaming is it's an act of the unconscious desiring to get through. So like dream analysis is simply bringing a consciousness to the unconscious, okay? So why is this important? It's important because what's going on underneath the surface is in your system. It is locked in to your body. It is locked into your emotions. Trauma, fear, guilt, shame, depression, old patterning, ways that we unconsciously took in what it meant to be loved or what it meant to look like to make money or things that you had to do. We are walking unconscious beings up until the age of 7. We are pure sponges, just letting it all come in and we're soaking it up. Now, if you had a really troubling childhood up until the age of 7, do not fear. It is okay. We can unwind it, right? And we can start to work with as you're bringing more things to the conscious mind, you can then work with it. Okay, so someone's going to ask always, well, what if I don't know what's going on in my unconscious, right? That's okay. None of us do. None of us do. We only become aware of it when it comes to the surface. So here's how you tell. Here's how one of the things that you know. When you are feeling upset, when you are feeling triggered, when you are feeling annoyed, frustrated, those are all signs of, I have something going on. There is something going on in my unconscious that seems like it's wanting to bubble up. You never have to go digging, okay? You never have to go and be like, what's in my unconscious? And oh my gosh, I gotta go and heal that thing and that thing and that thing. Spirit only ever gives you what you can handle. And so when you are ready to heal, transmit, transform, integrate more deeply a past trauma, a past limiting belief, it will start to surface. And the way you will know it will start to surface is because you're going to feel uncomfortable. And so my message is one of let yourself feel that uncomfortable. Let yourself tune in to the emotional body so that you can see what is there and you can start to open up to, okay, something's going on here. Ruth, fantastic question. She says, is it always negative? It's not. It can also be, oh my gosh, things are getting so good and I'm hitting my upper limit. This is what Gay Hendricks talks about in The Big Leap. We keep ourselves at an energetic limit here because it's like, whoa. But most of the time, even when things are that good, you'll still feel a negative emotion when you've hit your upper limit. You'll notice yourself start to sabotage. You'll notice yourself start to shrink down. You'll notice yourself start to be comparing somebody else. Oh, well, maybe I shouldn't go there or shouldn't do that or shouldn't play that big because who am I? So you'll start to question when things are good as well. So this is all part of the manifestation process because this is all energy that's going on inside of us. Okay? So it's it's all festering, it's all here. And the work of noticing when you have I am upset because, I'm uncomfortable because, I'm triggered because, and you're willing to take radical responsibility for that and go, okay, I see you. I see you, unconscious mind. I see you, limiting belief. I see you, old pattern. And I am going to lean into this, and I'm going to be willing to feel this so that I can move through it, clear up more energy, and move higher in my frequency and vibration to become more of a natural manifester. So stick with me here. I'm going to do a little diagram so that this makes more sense. One of the main pillars of spiritual psychology is healing. Healing is the application of loving to the places inside that hurt. Healing is the application of loving to the places inside that hurt. And why do we do this? To become more whole, to become more of our authentic selves, to stop worrying about what everyone thinks around us or putting on those masks that we talked about yesterday. And as you heal, you become more integrated, you become more embodied, you become more whole, you become more authentic, and you become more magnetic. So I want to show you guys this diagram. And this is partly based on the work in spiritual psychology, combined with some work directly from Abraham Hicks. And that is this idea of a goal line and soul line. So I'm going to do this here with you guys so that you can write it down in your journals and really kind of ponder on it, okay? So we're going to start with drawing two lines, one vertical and one horizontal, okay? Okay, got it? And the vertical line is going to be the soul line, and the horizontal line is going to be the goal line. And then we're going to label the boxes. This first one in between the goal line and the soul line is box 1. The one on the other side of the top is box 2. The one directly underneath the number 1 is box 3. And the last one is box 4. I'll just put it up there. You guys can see it. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. So on the goal line are things that we think that we want in physical world reality. And we tend to think that these things are going to make us happy. We judge these things as positive and negative. Having financial freedom, having financial abundance would be something that we think that we are, if we have that, we move towards it, right? It'll be better. Like we will feel happier. We will feel more joy. I want you guys to write in the chat. I want this to be interactive. What are some other things that are on that you can think of on the goal line that like, yeah, if I had that was in my physical world reality, it would be a positive thing. Go ahead and write some down. I'm going to write financial abundance. Nice car. Awesome. Yep. Let's get them out here. Phone, clothes, material things. Okay. Fit body. Great. Health. A baby. Travel. Amazing. Vacations. Great. Financial stability. Awesome. Okay. Booming business. Amazing. Okay. How about good relationships? How about love with another person? Okay. We think if we have that, then we're going to be happier, right? Relationships. Okay, so you can just write those down if you want on the positive side, and you can just make your own list there. Yeah, Rita says, I want a boyfriend and husband. Yes, of course, we all do. Okay, So obviously the other side of the goal line would be not having these things, right? Not having those things on the goal line. Now, let's talk about the soul line, which I'm also going to call the emotional guidance scale. What would be at the top, the very top of like why we are like, oh, what does our soul want to experience? I saw someone say freedom, joy, peace. Yes, yes, yes. Acceptance. Yes. Worthiness, right? Worthiness. What else? Appreciation. Okay, so those are going to go at the very, very, very top. Now I'm going to fill in for you in a minute what's kind of in between, what's going down the soul line here. But what I want you to hear right now is that our job, I believe in every ounce of my being, that our job on this planet, being in human form, is to constantly be working our way up the soul line. And that every single thing that happens on the goal line, both directions, hear me loud and clear, both directions up on the goal line is in service, is an opportunity for you to go up the soul line. Most people, this is not a judgment, it's just fact. Most people only start really looking at the soul line when they're on the negative side of the goal line. When you don't have the relationship or the health or the money or the business, it forces us to start looking deeper. It forces us to go, wait, what's really going on here? And so as we are climbing the soul line, as we are feeling better in our emotions, we are bringing more of that unconscious awareness. So more of those stagnant patterns, beliefs, old stuff. And it's like, we're like dropping them. Like it's like we're all like carrying this backpack around. And as you're starting to climb the soul ladder, you're just taking off some of those bricks and you're moving on up, and all of a sudden you have more energy and you have more resources and you have more space to start going, what is it that I want to create? What is it that I want to manifest? The universe operates in a vacuum. So the minute that you clear, heal, let go, surrender something that's no longer serving you, you've got to be super conscious and super aware of what are you going to bring into it? What are you going to fill that space with? Because left to its own devices, it's going to be filled with the old ways of being. So in the middle of the goal and the soul line there, I'm kind of putting like contentment. Okay. It's kind of like, yeah, like I'm good. I'm good. Below freedom, joy, peace, acceptance, below the very top one on the emotional guidance scale are things like happiness, like, yeah, I feel happy today, positivity, hopefulness. Now below the line are things like overwhelm, anxiety, which I'm sure we've all, we all know that feeling very well. Anger, jealousy. At the very bottom, this is important, at the very bottom is fear, grief, and depression. Yep, fear, grief, and depression. Why is that so important for me to tell you guys? Because anger is higher on the soul line, is higher on the emotional guidance scale than fear and depression and grief. Okay? So it is better for you to feel angry and sad and jealous than it is to feel stuck. We want to get these emotions flowing and have you moving on up that soul line, okay? So I'm just going to keep going on this chart for a couple more minutes to really anchor this in so that you guys can understand and start to go, like, where am I? And here's what I want you to know. We are human beings. We're never just in one box. We're never in one feeling. We can literally be up, down, right, left at any given time. And it's a perspective. It's a perspective shift. Like, I'm feeling like I'm like on the negative side of the goal line. I'm feeling upset because I don't have my business going. I just got broke up. I'm feeling these feelings on the bad side. How could this be in service to me? What is the opportunity here? So on the box 1, that's somebody that's empowered, connected, abundant. The box number 1 is somebody that's got stuff going on the goal line. They're on the positive side of the goal line, and they're also moving on up that soul line. And that's where I want to live all the time. I want to be so moved and inspired by things that I want to create on the goal line that it takes me higher. You guys following this? I don't want to have challenges and negative goal line opportunities to move me up. I want to live in that first quadrant. That's something that you want. Can I get a yes? Like living in that, I want to desire, I want to move up. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, that second box, which is above the goal line, but to the left of the soul line. That's, get no judgment. That's like a lot of yogis, a lot of healers, a lot of, maybe like a monk would be in that quadrant. Super spiritual, tuned in, tapped in, turned on, but just no desire or no wealth, like not a lot of wealth consciousness on the goal line. Not bad. Personally, I want to be in human form and I like being the goal line. I like giving myself permission to have a nice home and to enjoy those things. So that's kind of quadrant 2. Quadrant 3, which is right down here below quadrant 1. That's where you're going to find people that are grinding, hustling, creating things in physical world reality, but not so happy about it. Still feeling frustrated. Maybe some of you have felt this. I did in commercial real estate, was making money, had a nice car, had a nice apartment in Santa Monica, and so stuck, so anxious, so like just not content with my life. And that was my wake-up call. Wait, I thought once I was going to get all these things, then I was going to be happy. Man, I guess there's some deeper work to do here. The fourth box. So just, like in box 3, like this is stereotypical, but you'll see people in finance and real estate and, more just kind of that corporate, like go, 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 wearing their suits and doing all their things. Not that there's not people that aren't happy doing that, but it's like a kind of stereotypical person in box 3. Box 4, sadly, is so much of our country and so much of the world. And it's why I feel so passionate about doing this work on the soul line and the goal line, to show people what's possible, to let people know that they can feel better. They have more autonomy than we think. And that they can not only feel better and be more spiritual and feel more joy and inner peace, but they can also create on the outside. So that box 4 is things aren't going well on the goal line and you're just really unhappy about it. And there are seasons where I feel that too. There are moments throughout the day where I'm like, I'm really angry, and I'm really angry because I don't have this or this or this on the goal line. And the trick is to notice when you're in there and to move that, to move on over and up to a different quadrant as soon as possible. So the first step in starting to move quadrants is to just become aware, to bring it to your conscious. And to become a neutral observer, to just notice. And so much we are habituated to noticing how we're being and then immediately placing blame, guilt, shame, judgment on ourselves. And so to just to practice becoming a neutral observer of where you're at, what you're feeling, when you're upset, when you're triggered, is so powerful. It's so powerful. And that's, it's like that is the first step. And so that's what I want you guys to do. That's what I want you to take away. I want you to look at like, what box am I in? And can I just be in that space with more love? And if there's part of you that's going, how in the heck does this have me make more money or have more abundance or manifest? You are dropping some of those bricks in the backpack as you start more neutrally accepting exactly where you're at and where you want to go. And you start freeing up some of that energy. And go back to yesterday's video, because everything is energy and everything is vibration and everything has a frequency. So you start letting some of that unconscious stuff go, and you start having more energy to work with. Okay? So I could literally talk to you guys right now for 3 hours about this scale and about your frequency and about the emotions. And I do that in my magnetic program. I wish I could just give you every single thing. We are going to come to close for this lesson right now. Tomorrow, the teaching is on living into an abundance mindset. So we're going right into that money mindset, that wealth consciousness, that abundance and that freedom. Because when people say, I want to make more money or I want abundance, typically what they're normally going after is a feeling of freedom. The questions for the takeaway today, or the questions to post in the Facebook group, are the following. First and foremost, what was your biggest takeaway today? What was your biggest takeaway? Go back and watch it again. The graphs, I see some people saying they came in late. It's fine. This is recorded. It'll be on Facebook. It'll be on the Vortex page. The second question is, what box are you in? What box are you in? Or what box do you spend most of your time in? Again, we're constantly bebopping around. And what's one thing that you can do? What's one thing that you can do to move up the soul line? Okay. So good stuff, my loves. Good stuff. How are you all feeling right now? Are you feeling confused? Are you feeling excited? Like, what's happening for you? I'm seeing I feel like a little bit of like confused faces. Okay, you're good. Excited and motivated and encouraged, confused. No worries. Feeling good. Here's what I just want to remind everybody. If this was like a little like, oh, I missed some things or I didn't quite get it, remember, this is a frequency that I'm transmitting to you. So it's okay if you didn't catch every single thing. All right. Just know and trust I got what I got, and you can always go back and rewatch it. I literally have clients tell me that they watch my programs and the videos a year later over and over and over again to just drink it in a deeper way. All right, my loves, let's see your answers in the Facebook group. Such good energy. Keep it high. Tomorrow at the beginning of the time, we're going to do a little active meditation. So come on time. We're going to start and do that at the beginning. I can't wait to see you then. Same time, same place. Have a beautiful, beautiful rest of your day. Talk to you soon.